Hello, how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Clock on the wall says that I am live right here at the Morning Garden Show, and got a couple of got one new item actually. Well, you can say a couple of new items because I'm getting into right now getting into growing cuttings, and the reason why I'm growing cuttings is I'm increasing my food stock. Growing cuttings is the best way to do that to increase your food stock. And I'm doing it because I want more food on my property. And we said that. I see we got a couple of people joining the room. Hello, how you doing? Oh, three people. Thank you very much for joining me. And we're going to talk about a couple of little things today. I'm still growing a little something here in the house to get me something to eat for free. And each week we cut these. Remember, I told you we cut these back, and each week they grow back. This is garlic, and I make garlic chives from these. A little bit of cow manure in a container, and also some potting soil. The soil I make myself from compost. So double slam to keep these plants nice and green. See that? Every week I cut them back. They right back 12 inches tall, 10 inches tall, like that. Every week. Bought the garlic from the grocery store for I think it was 79 cents. Planted some outside from that same 79 cents, planted some outside, planted some inside. And that's what I do. Make it do what it do, folks. And so I did that. Same thing going on with the peppers. Still green, still growing. And hello. She called me sir. Thank you very much. Um, but the peppers are doing well, and they're strong and doing pretty well. But I'm going to do this again with next year be but much larger plants. Hey, how you doing? See, somebody called me morning gardener. That's what they call me. They know me. So here's what's going on. The peppers are doing good. I have some over there, so I didn't bring all of them, but I just brought one to kind of give you a look at. You can do this each year. Bring the peppers indoors when the weather changes. Stop bringing them indoors and save them over winter. It saves you time from planting a fresh plant every year and waiting months for them to get size. This right here, put it in the ground. It starts growing peppers within probably a few weeks. So the next thing I'm working on doing uh, is putting in. I have plants in my yard. Whatever is in my yard that I'm looking at that I've been growing for years, I'm multiplying that because, like I said, the earlier show was real hot. The earlier show was hot. The people were there. They were asking questions. They were um, they were tuning in, and I really appreciate it. That was the largest show I had, and this is officially the very first show of 2019. This is the first show. Yay! This is the first show. Yay! This is the first one. But I'm doing cuttings. And the reason why I'm doing cuttings, as I said earlier, I'm doing cuttings to make certain that I have more plants. And I'm not going to keep running out to the box store, keep buying these plants. So, that being said, let's see, I got a label here. These are roses. Now, I've been growing this rose in my yard for how many years now? 4 or 5 years, something like that, maybe longer. And so I put them in here, wrapped them with some wet newspaper real tight, and put a little root toner on. You know how you do it. There's a lot of videos out on how to use root toner. I mean root grow, or something like that. And roots grow, and you want to put that on the thing there. And I have three pieces in here, but I have a ton of these grapevine things planted up outside, ton of them. So I'm trying both methods to make sure that I find out which one works the best for me, and that's what I'm doing. Let's see. Now, this is a grapevine. It's two pieces because all I really need is two more grapevines. There wasn't enough of the grapevine to be cutting at it. Okay, it's about 2 feet tall now, and I don't want to cut too much off of it. I want it to grow back and get some size on it so I get more cuttings next year. This right here is again tightly wrapped newspaper. It's damp, and I put it inside of a sandwich bag, and it's got a little label on it there. You can see the little label. I think you can see that. And it should say, let's see, it should say Morning Gardener Show, cuttings, grapevine cuttings, 2000, whatever. Yeah, I mean, the year it is, folks. Yeah, there we go. So, let's see. This is doing real good. First day for it, 2019, and it says the third date on there, and so that's looking good. And I'm quite proud of it. So, and we got some others here. Um, we got three blackberry cuttings. We got three blackberry cuttings. Newspaper again. Only did three because I actually started 10 plants. So the 10 plants are started because they already had roots on them. From what they do is blackberry plants will start their own plants. You don't have to do anything to them; they'll start their own plants. So that being said, and and that's what I did. So this here is a whole bunch of cuttings from what is the name of that place called? This is kiwi. This is kiwi. There's a whole kiwi plant there. I love this plant, but I only have one of them. So with all these cuttings here, all I'm trying to get is basically two more plants from this, and that should work out real good. So um, that will be checked in another uh, 10 days and see if I'm having any roots under that newspaper, and that's what I want to do. So I wet the newspaper down. I rolled it up, put it in a bag. It should stay warm. It should have some lighting. Don't have to be in direct lighting, and that will start to root up. And once it roots out, beautiful things happen, folks. Beautiful things happen. You got plants. You got plants for free. You have rose bushes in your yard. Let's say you got like I have. I have three rose bushes in my yard. One is in the front yard. I would have took cuttings from it, but it was all kind of diseased up, and I said I don't want to mess with it. I just don't. Um, then again, who knows how I might feel later, you know. But the thing about it is the the one in the front yard is like a red rose. I don't know what I don't know where it comes from or anything. I bought it at a store years ago. Hey. Uh, so what's happening is the cuttings from the rose bush that's in the back of the property, beautiful. It's like a red and it's like a yellow. It's a very sizable plant that it grows. And I said, okay, I need pollinators. I'm not going to the store buying rose bushes. I'm not doing it. I'm going to use what I have. And what I have that I know grows on this property is the roses that's been here 6, 7 years now. Um, and so, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Um, so what I'm doing now is allowing myself to broaden their numbers. And their numbers right now are basically, I had two of the red and yellow ones. I don't know how many cuttings, about 20 cuttings. Um, I put some in sandbox outside in the cold because I've rooted things up out there before and then they did fine in the winter. Um, so I did. I have some blackberry cuttings outside. Like I said, I'm doing some this way and I'm doing some the other way. I have blackberry cuttings outside. I got tons and tons and tons of blackberry cuttings, and whether it be and I got rose cuttings, about 10 of them outside, maybe 10 or 15. I got those outside. I got some inside. Either way you look at it, if everything goes to plan, I'm going to have these cuttings become part of my property garden or whatever, my garden, and I will pay $0 for them. The money that was paid years ago. BlackBerry cost me $2.79, something like that. I've been eating off of it for almost 7 years. I have taken over 50 some plants from it, gave some to the neighbors, kept some for myself, and didn't quite keep up with them. And they perish when you don't feed them and take care of them. But I don't do everything perfect. I just don't. I When I pay attention to plants, they grow, they do well. When I don't, put them in an area, they eat up all the food in that particular area, and you don't come over there to put down a handful of grass clippings below the right next to the plant, or you put down some weeds that you chop and drop, put that down as a mulch. You put it down as a mulch. Uh, you gave the plant nothing to eat, so it's going to do like you would do. If you didn't eat, just perish. So that being said, is that the plants that I have on my property, like the kiwi, the grapes, the fruit trees, all those get front row attention. That's what they get. That's what they get. And now I'm adding the workload, increasing it more because I'm saying instead of getting a few grapes, waiting on one plant to get a certain size to give you more grapes, why not plant more plants and then that way you get more grapes, and then when they all get older, you get tons of grapes, and that's my plan. You get tons of grapes because you might have 6 grapevines out there, and if you use my method on planting grapevines, uh, something I haven't seen on YouTube, that one man put it on there. I always give him his credit. Um, he put on a single trellis system, a single piece of rebarb in the ground, and the vine grows up that piece of rebarb, tied up every 12 inches, whatever, every 13 inches, and that will contain one plant. And then next to it, you could put 3 feet away from it another plant, could be a different variety of grape, and then 2 feet from, 3 feet from that, another variety of grapes. So in the same area, you would do just one single grapevine. You could probably do about 6 to 8 different grapevines that you might say, this is I'm gonna use for making jams. This I'm gonna use for table eating. This one I'm gonna use 'cause I like the white grape because it's seedless. This is a seedless flame grape that I'm gonna use, and it's 3 feet away from the next plant, and you can do that. Now, grapes need to be grown in an area where the roots don't get wet. So my all my items are up on kind of like a little hill where whenever no matter what rain comes, it runs downhill, and that's how it works. And my grapes do fine. They've been living forever and ever, and I have no issues with them at all. The birds eat up the grapes now, but I'm not concerned about that at this moment. Everything is going fine. Oh, hello, how you doing there? How you doing at Food Forest Permaculture? Um, and he is one of the doctors on the air. I like the way he works. He's one of the doctors. Um, I just thought I'd throw something at you. Um, I was showing before you showed up. I'm growing some cuttings. These here are kiwi plants, and they are Isaiah. And the reason why I'm growing them because I only have one plant. And I was showing off a number of cuttings that I took this morning rather, and that is let's see, we got roses, and let's see, we got grapes. Grapes are here. That's 2 plants. Because I like this grape that I'm growing. It's called Neptune, and the Neptune is supposed to be a big white seedless grape, and and so that's what I'm doing on that. And also, we took a look back at the garlic that I'm growing and doing. It always come back every week. The tops, and I use it for my spaghetti. I use it for my soups and things like that. So this is part of my 79 cents. Like I always say, save your money, grow with common sense. That is 79 cents. I took the bulk of the bigger cloves and put them outside in the pots. So they're growing. They're already coming up, but they're not growing at the tops as fast as these are. But I put those outside, and they have been out there ever since and doing fine. Now, the thing about it is, I am going to research some the best ways to fertilize my kiwi plant outside because I've been using cow manure and grass clippings, and the other thing is also chop and drop weeds I've been putting around. That might be all I need actually for that plant because I'm not having any issues with it. It's growing quite well. But I tell anyone that is interested in growing kiwi plants, like a lot of you in this room already know, kiwi plants are experts at the game of growing because they know how to grow. Once you got them in the right location, soil and everything, they know how to grow. They don't have an issue with growing. And the reason why you got to stay, on them and watch them because they will get quite gangly in the area that you live in. So that being said, my plant is dead of winter now. It looks absolutely beautiful. It is doing quite well. Um, they had something outside in the store today. I went back out and I took some more shots of the garden department at Lowe's. I think that's pretty awesome. Plants in Now, I never thought about that. I used to always take my grapevines out of my trees when they start reaching over there towards the tree. I used to take them out of there. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Use them as a natural arbor. I mean, as a natural, place for them to basically hang out. And so um, I still want that plain grape. I still want that plain grape for some reason because all my grapes are going to be white seedless grapes. Because it's like two kinds I have now since I lost the red globe grape. The red globe grape died because it is not suitable for my area, and I kept wanting to try it because I wanted that grape, and I would put it in. It would be growing fine, and then winter would come, and then it would coming back for winter. It would just die. So I knew that I was at the very edge of what climate it will live in. And so, but I gave it a try anyway. I purchased two plants and both succumbed to the weather. So that's how that works. It's part of the process you got to learn from sometimes. Sometimes you'll put something from another growing zone on your property, and depending on where you plant it at on your property, the plant may make it. Put up against a building where it can reflect heat off onto the plant, and the plant may do a little better. But this time around, that plant wasn't suited for me at this time. Let's see. Another thing is I've been thinking of getting on my side, which is like I said, the flame grape, because that's a very popular grape, um, and it's a seedless grape in some cases, seedless. So I wanted that, and another place that carries it is Walmart. No, no, no. Excuse me. No, 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 not Walmart. Walmart may carry it because they carry grapevines as well. Yeah, they do carry grapevines. They carry it for interesting competitive price. I went up to Walmart today. They had nothing coming. They had no items in the store that relate to gardening. The one that I went to, they didn't have anything. Walmart is waiting it out until the weather changes around, and they're cleaning up their shelves from Christmas. Today when I went in, the gardening department at Lowe's is like I said before. I did some more shots of the seeds that they have because I want to take some better pictures. The other ones were somewhat blurry, and I felt kind of bad about that. And I said, no, don't put that out there. You want them to be able to see what's on the racks, and also the price tags of them as well. Um, you don't want to keep buying seeds every year, so folks start storing those seeds up, and let the seeds acquiesce to your soil balance that you have, and they'll grow much better in the long run. So just start saving some yellow seeds. Don't keep running to the big mart stores, the big bulk Walmart stores and buying seeds. You want to know where these seeds come from, so just kind of keep an eye on that. So the thing about it is, I have I've had a good time with dealing with these stores, just checking to see what they have. Like I said, Lowe's is not in full swing yet. It's not there. It's coming along, but it's not there yet. So that's what's going on. We are slowly creeping towards the gardening season here in Zone 7B. I just bought my seeds from was this okay. Oh, this is the I Am Gardener guy. Yeah, that's everybody is gravitating. Well, not everybody, but some people are gravitating towards that person that's online that sells the seeds. Oh, okay. Let me tell you something. It wouldn't surprise me, Mr. Food Forest. Let me tell you something. I don't know exactly where you develop all of your gardening skills from, but you tend to, what I've seen, mimic nature so that things behave in a certain way so they grow well. Um, but I have run the line through all of the, you will have all want. That's interesting. You got me thinking about that now because I do have two grapevines and two trees right next to each other, and you saying let them run through that tree. Is that what you're saying? Is let them run through that tree? It's not going to hurt anything. One is a cherry tree, or all of them are cherry trees. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Thank you. I'll give it a shot because it's either me keep untangling them from the tree or decide to let them do what they do because plants know what they're doing. I think, yeah, okay, I can do that. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think for a second. Oh my goodness, I just thought about something. Pow! It just came to me. I could let them grow right through the pear tree, and that way I wanted to go out and buy those expensive what they call a rebar, because they go right through the tree. Interesting. Thank you, sir. That's why I love getting on the air with these good people, and you're included in that because that is something I did not consider. Let's say no arbor needed. No arbor needed. Just let them go right through the tree. Now let me think. Now let me think. And over in the corner where the plum trees are, I can let the new grapevine trees. Yeah, okay. I need a grapevine next to mine. I need a grapevine next to my blackberry bush, and uh, and the grapevine took over. Oh, okay, okay. Let me see what this good garden is saying. This is video. Okay, now you have quite a few videos up, so I'm gonna see if I can find it. Um, Sometime what I do is I send a person a link and stick it to their thing there, and then that way they could go look at it, you know. But I'll go check it out and see if I can locate it, because I mean, like, you are definitely Mr. Food Forest permaculture. Definitely one of the players in this game. Definitely you're in the game because um, I see people they still not understanding gardening from the perspective of they think it's like foreign and what and I understand that because I came from that direction. Um, but now I'm not seeing them like that anymore. I'm seeing them as living things that need a lot of the same things we do, and they go through things. They go through sicknesses. They go through growth spurts. They grow through. I mean, a lot of things that we go through. Uh, you know, and I just think that once we understand how they eat and what their needs are, we will have much more success growing them. There are people who've written books and tapes and everything that this some of the information that's out there has got people completely turned around and lost because of the information that's out there. Um, they don't know, and they're telling you things that they're not sure of. And it's like it's sad because it can screw people up like that. I mean, I had a book one time that was 700 and some odd pages. Can't remember the name of the book, but it told me uh, how to start a garden. And the first thing it showed was a picture and some information of a person tilling. It showed a person tilling. Now, so it was telling you this is how you start a garden, which implies that this is the one of the only ways to go about this. Um, and it's showing you a method. In fact, it's showing the homes of the biology in the soil being ripped up, so to speak, being torn up, and it was incorrect information. You see, now, Mr. Food Forest, here's where I'm at with that. That's a great thing you're doing, a very good thing you're doing. Somebody's belly's being fed. Some child is eating behind the fact that you donate food to the bank, the food bank. That has got to make you sleep good at night. You make an effort towards it. And the fact that you're doing so well with your soil is the reason why you're able to even do that. Now, one day, well, maybe today might be the day, the overall cost that you're soaking out to run just your garden. I'm not talking about the business, but just the garden part. The cost of adding things, yes, yes, folks are helping survive. Okay, okay, great. That is absolutely great. This is one happy man. I like watching his channel because he's real and he's just so happy, And you could have a bad day and go watch his channel and you'll be in there, be just laughing and drinking his special drinks that he make. And I'm telling you, and folks, by the way, it works. It works because I used to juice a lot, but And I kept running out of items to juice with, so kind of depressing at that point. But I'm correcting that because I'm growing much more than I did before, because I'm growing more soil than I did before by using natural items on my property. This is something that I never thought about 6, 7 years ago. And then I discovered everything I need is on that property where I live. Everything. I got trees growing off in the background. I take cuttings off of. I use them as fertilizer. I take grass. I cut. It mulches some back down into the grass, but I take the bulk off and mulch around my plants and keep them cool, and then also feed them. I make big containers of fertilizer out of weeds and grass, and that is 32 gallons of fertilizer for a small garden. And I feed the trees, I feed the bushes. I mean, and the weeds come back and come back and come back, and all they're doing is giving me fertilizer, giving me fertilizer. Exactly what they're doing. So I welcome them. It's a good day, good day, good day. Let's see. I'm sure that this is awesome. Yes, it is, and to give to others, and he has mastered his skills, food, forest, permaculture, to the point where he's developed and nurtured his soil. So now he can help others. He's helping his family, and he's eating better, which means all the way around he did better. He actually increased his income because he's buying his own food. If you go on some sites and you look up how much does it cost to feed a family of say four for 1 year, and you look at that, and you look at the cost on that, and I'm not talking about high dollar foods. I'm talking about just the regular garbage that they sell at the grocery stores. Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I take that back. The items that they sell at the grocery store. So uh, the thing about it is that he grows his own food, which means that he's upped his income because he's not spending money at the grocery store for fruits and things like that. Which is, by the way, are some of the most expensive items in the grocery store is fruits. Um, People eat a lot of fruit, especially females. They eat more fruit than males do, in fact. Um, but the thing about it is, he's doing it right. When now it's becoming more fashionable, so to speak. But back in the day, when you had a garden, you was looked at as kind of a weirdo in the garden, or you was looked at as a person that um, is wasting their time. Why they go to the grocery store and get their stuff? Stop being cheap, and that's how they were looked at. But that has changed, and I can only speak from my experience. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see that. I can see that test your life. I can absolutely see that because you're coming into the kitchen, you're taking all these items out, and you are. Let's see. Yes, yes, absolutely. Um, the thing about it is that you are definitely uh, growing more food. It's rewarding. It absolutely has to be rewarding when you do that. And I know you've done it all. You've done it all, and keep doing it, brother. Keep doing it. And then we got in the room. Let's see, the Alabama gardener. I looked at the video he did recently on he planted some garlic and he put the rabbit manure in a hole and he talked about that. He talked about I think he used a granulated fertilizer as well. I don't. He was showing the soil. and he was telling you what he was doing about the soil, and I thought that was really good. Whenever gardeners show you that soil, they're now educating you. Because if they just go, I did this, I did that, I did this, and you don't know what they're talking about because they stick it in the ground. And when they stick it in the ground, you don't know what kind of soil they had. Was it sandy? Was it clay? Was it this? Was it that? You don't know nothing. All you know is that, they said you do this and do that. And that was it. So I want to thank Mr. Alabama Gardner for doing that because it definitely when I saw him do those soil shots, he was giving you the information right there that there's no magic hand. He's just showing you exactly what he was doing to the soil. So I commend him on that. Let's see. And we got Garden City, Food Forest. Hello to everyone. He said, hello. He does it. It's a great show too. I went and checked out some of the videos there, and I think you should go look at some of the videos. I like the pictures that uh, you're putting in there soil, but it's just his very good job is done. I mean, it's there. The information's there. It's there. So I just want to give them a shout out. Great to see you. Oh, wow, wow. They are in here. They are in here tonight. We got 8 people. And 8 people for me is good because, I don't usually see that many. Let's see. It's a, yep, it's very good for one of the best ones. Sure. One of the best. Yes, yes, absolutely. He's one of the best. Alabama Garden. He's one of the best. You can tell that when you. Yes, food prices in the market are crazy. Absolutely. You for gas that is not that price, charging you for fruit that goes bad. Anything they lose, they price it up. So everything that gets lost, that they feel will be a loss, they're charging you for it. They're charging you for it. They're charging you for it. That's why grapes, when you buy grapes at the market, you almost have to take out a loan to get them. That's why. I had to get rid of them because bananas don't last but about 2 hours after you buy them. So now they mark those up. They charge you for the ones that died, the ones that went bad. They charge you for everything that costs money. They charge you for. Well, let's just say this for argument's sake, Mr. Alabama Gardner, you are one of the best. Okay, we don't have to argue about this. I know you're a proud person, and you say, "Well, I'm just playing it like I said." But when I look with skills, I know what I'm looking at because I have been doing this a while. So I know when I see somebody that has skills, I know what I'm looking at. And I can look at a video and I can see a person planting something and I can tell, okay, they've been doing this 2 years or 5 years or 15 years or 40 years. Or I can tell they've been doing it a while. The same thing here with the food forest permaculture. He's been doing it so long, he could just spurt off that information just right off the top of his head. Um, and so I respect that. I respect that a lot. And let's see. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Everybody's giving me thumbs up tonight. And sometimes I'll look at the thumbs up and I can't believe it because it'll be like 10 people in a room and one thumbs up, or sometimes 10 people in a room and five thumbs up. And it's kind of like a split decision. Like, well, let's give them a thumbs up. No, not quite yet. No, not quite yet. But thank you so much. Yeah, but I understand about the details. Here's where I'm at with this, right? And this goes out to the whole world. Whenever you do a garden video, trust me, it's good to show the star of the show, and that's the soil. The soil is the star of the show. Without it, nothing works. Nothing is possible. So when I see people create the garden videos, they should show the soil real good in some garden videos where they will show you tiller going through the soil, ripping up the soil and everything. And they had to show the soil. But now that people they'll empty something out of a pot, they'll say, "Well, I'm going to take and put this in the ground, and it's going to be this and this and this, and that's what I'm going to do." Well, nowadays, if you show that soil and you say, "Look at my soil, it's clay, and here's what I do to amend this soil. This soil is sandy, and this is what I do to add moisture and some kind of fertility to the soil." And they're showing you your soil, but it's online. And so if you have sandy soil or clay soil, they're showing it to you. And so you really are definitely getting a close up, and they're telling you how they're making things grow. And I love that. I love that. It's just information is there. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm glad that people are sharing the compliments around it. That's because they deserve it. They absolutely do. I am looking for uh, the more videos that go up. I definitely waiting on something from Food Forest Permaculture when he gets time to show us some more of his items that are growing or talk about the soil and that's where when people talk about soil, I don't know, I just light up when I just hear soil and um, because like I said, I got my cuttings here. Let's pull those back up here one more again. These are cuttings, and they're just newspaper from the free stand. So I didn't even pay for the newspaper. I just got about 7 or 8 papers. So I got those and wet them up real good and put them in these zip bags. And these zip bags are good bags. I put them in there because if you're doing like rose bush, you don't want to put the holes all through the bag. So you put them in there. And now, what's on the tips of these? I do the tips just like I would any other plant that I was putting on the root hormone to help it grow. I just, put the little injury there. And you got tons of videos on there to show you how to do this. But this right here, uh, since I showed this off, I'm going to start seeing some videos featuring this, doing it this way. Because I think this is um, a best way for me to deal with them. Because now this here is these are from let's see what these are from. These are from my plants that are called kiwi. These are kiwi. Oh, what am I doing? I got it written on the bag. And this here, oh, my favorite grapevine, which I showed this earlier. So if you've been here earlier, I don't mean to bug you with it, but I just want to show it again. And then we got uh, the rose bush. It's the roses. You see, well, and these are just cuttings. Now, my understanding is hardwood cutting, new cuttings, everything works with this method here. That's why I'm using it. And all you do with this is check it every 10 days or so, or 7 days, 7 to 10 days. Just check it, make sure nothing is molding up or anything. And don't over wet these, just moisten them. And they should stay moist in the bag and help you out with food later. Food. Basically, this is me preparing food for my family. This is the beginning stages. Let's see, grow grapes and peaches and I mean, I can't believe this gentleman, permaculture. I mean, my goodness, this is how you do it, folks. Food forest. I got trees, and now I have more ideas on where to put these grapevines. That's interesting. Let's see. That's very interesting. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Wow. That is very, very interesting. So, folks, on that note, the morning gardener is all happy and everything. I got everything growing. I don't think now I won't take any more cuttings this anytime soon. I definitely have what I need. I definitely have what I need. I have a ton of cuttings right here, and they are Charles. Yes, yes, and they are definitely doing quite well. I think I should. Yeah, I'm gonna stay open for a little longer because I see people on there talking to each other, so that's a good thing. This is very interesting. People are communicating with one another in reference to their experiences and also their beliefs and also what they have studied in their research over the years. Um, Beautiful thing. It's like taking a little bit of root hormone on the end of it, like you would do any other plant, and the same way you would cut any other cutting. Put it in the bag, zip it, make sure they zip, and moisten the newspaper. No, don't wet it, just moisten it. And you have cuttings that will do better in some cases, according to what I'm understanding, than if you just stuck them in a container of water and they, you know how they rot sometimes. Um, and if you stick them outside, you got to keep watering them and keep pay attention to them. This right here is more self-contained and it does its own deal. Homegrown tastes so good. That's what she wrote there. Absolutely correctly. Absolutely. And if you grow it the right way, you could fill the plant up full of sugars because you're growing them the correct way. I mean, you could actually have the plant tasting better. And that's one thing I concentrate on is quality. I want quality. I don't want a whole bunch of fast grown stuff that don't taste right. Looked at some miracle grow in the stores. I would not use that stuff on my plants anymore. It's okay for some folks if they like it, but no, I don't want to mess with it. I couldn't have said it better, Mr. Food Forest. I couldn't have said it better. For some plants are just way too needy. I mean, um, I like this method here of growing these cuttings. And even though I'm using ones outside, I'm still growing these here because I bought a grapevine. I paid $12 for it. I think it's kind of pricey. And they ate all of your blueberries. Let me ask you something. What do you fertilize your blueberries with? Oh, okay. You got the. Oh my goodness, you doing what I did a few years back. I went fishing with some red wigglers. Might have had 12 left in the cup. I threw them in my compost pile. They turned into thousands in no time. Um, and I was bagging that stuff up, and it was some beautiful stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you doing? You already know your stuff there. I like the worms. Yeah. Now I just the night crawlers are so big and beautiful when I find them. I know they're eating right. They're eating up incredibly, eating the right foods because they're big and they're burly. Yeah, and when you grow worms, you don't have to, buy them when you go fishing. You don't have to buy them. This is the first time I have actually been quite enlightened with the number of conversations that are going on here. I love it. Sorry to hear that. Now, let me ask you something, Mr. Food Forest Permaculture. Have you ever taken cuttings from your blueberry plants? Okay, a difficult plant to root up or just about average? Mound of blueberries next year. Mound of berries. Build a mound around the berries that you have there already. I've noticed that my um, number of people have loaded up, and I have not had any drops in these calls lately, all because of something I did a couple days ago. Okay, now I think what you're saying, if I understand you correctly, is cover a portion of the branch under soil and allow it to root out. Okay, cutting a clone is a job. It's creating a job. You got baby to plant. And you like to use a method where the mother plant's still taking care of it until it roots out. Is that if I'm understanding correctly? Yes, morning garden, same for the roses if you want to clone that. Okay. Thank you. That's interesting. Okay, it's like air layering. Okay, I'm familiar with that process, air layering. But you okay? So you said mound. I'm thinking mound it up around the base of the plant. This is great. Blue moon, blue moon, blue moon. You caught me standing alone. Doubt in my heart. Okay, we're talking garden. I should be saying. I should be saying. Oh my goodness, I got it down. Thank you for being patient, food forest permaculture. Okay, I got it now. I'm mounding them up so that some of these branches are somewhat under the soil. They will start rooting out along the stem of that plant, and when I pull the mound back, there will be roots and things there that I can go ahead and take cuttings from, or take other plants from. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I could use just regular compost. We've been doing good here, folks. We've been going for about an hour and 6 minutes, and I don't know how long this works, but it's just a wonderful thing. Be sure to put the question mark as I've shown it. Okay. Well, good people, I'm glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and ask a question Then we just get started, and before you know it, comes a time we have to say so long. This has been beautiful. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm gonna this is great. Unless we just let it go on and see how long it will last. I don't know how these things work. Um, oh, I got eight thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. This has just been running on. I love it. Night, friends. Okay, good night. Good night. Food for Offspring of Culture. Yeah. Okay, he's letting everybody know that he'll see everyone Sunday. I'm calling it correctly. See you all Sundays. Letting you know. Well, this is really great. This is really great. This is really great. Good night, everyone. Everyone. Where are you? Okay. Where are you? Okay. Mm-hmm. 7 p.m. Pacific. And and since everyone is doing some shout outs out there, you will see me again here 5 p.m. on Saturday. 5 p.m. on Saturday Eastern Time. 5 p.m. Yes, 5 p.m. Morning Gardener. Hello, fellow gardeners. I got the bull in the room. Got the bull in the room. One of the sharpest gardeners out there. He's out there doing his thing. Um, and he has some up there. You can check all his videos out. He puts them out. He puts them out there. And just remember to subscribe and make sure that we stay in touch and we'll teach one, reach one, help each other out. Boy. Attach yourself to my page as well with the subscribe thing because I just want everyone to be able to know when I do my shows, which I said the next one I'll do will be 5 o'clock come Saturday, 5 o'clock Saturday, Eastern Time. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in and doing this wonderful hour with me for 2019. They changed the calendar again. All right.